Hey, what's up? So I want to ask you a question. How many of you would love to be able to kick bad thoughts in the ass? How many of you would love when a thought comes into your mind before it snowballs out of control, before it starts to take like total control of your life, your actions, your attitude, and everything else? How many of you would absolutely love to kick that bad thought in the ass, to send it back to Hades where it belongs, so that you can continue to focus and think about the things that you need to think about? I know the answer to this. We all would, right? You would, I would, we would love to know a formula or a plan to be able to interrupt the habit of bad thinking, of negative, critical thinking. Some of you know this to be true. It's true about you because I know this to be true about me, that I can become my own worst critic, my own worst enemy when it comes to moving forward, when it comes to changing my life, when it comes to being successful. My thought life steps in and I'm reminded of things, and I am told things, or I believe things, whatever the case may be. So here's one of the ways that we can do it. This is a simple way to kick bad thoughts right in the ass and to get back on track of the thoughts that we should be thinking. Real simple. Two things that you're going to do. You're going to speak these words to this thought, to those negative thoughts. You ready? No space, no place. See, I think that this is something that we don't do enough of. Every single one of us have been given an element and a dynamic of authority. You may not realize this, you may not know this, but you have authority in your life right now. That authority that you've been given is the authority to control your actions and your attitude. Now, if you really believe that about yourself, if you really believe that you've been given that authority, then that means that you're going to start usurping and using that authority over those things in your life that try to interrupt your peace and interrupt your success. One of the ways that you do it is that you speak those words, no space, no place. Let me explain to you what it means. First of all, no space. You're saying to those bad thoughts, you're saying to those negative feelings, those things that are creeping up into your life, you have no space in my mind. You have no space, and I'm not giving you space. I'm not giving you a room. I'm not giving you a seat at the table. You have no space in my head. You're speaking authority over it. Then the second thing you're going to say is you have no place in my heart. I'm not going to let you get to the core of who I am. I'm not going to let that thought or that negative feeling, I'm not going to let it come in and creep into the core of my soul. It has no place in my heart. So I do this all the time. I look at these feelings, these thoughts, this like negative energy that's coming on me, and I'll speak against it in authority and say, no space, no place. You have no space in my head. You have no place in my soul. Now you may think that that's a little foolish, but I want to challenge you to start trying it in your life. See what that looks like. That the minute it comes in, the minute you start to feel it, the minute you feel it start creeping up, the minute you start to experience that negative energy, that negative thought, that feeling, you look at it in authority and you speak against it. Watch what happens. Watch the things that transform and the things that begin to change for you. You know what you're doing? Ultimately, you're interrupting it. You're not giving it an opportunity to flourish and to grow. That's really the problem at the end of the day. It's not that the things that you're believing, the thoughts that you're thinking, the feelings that you're feeling are necessarily true. In fact, I say it often, what I feel isn't always what is real. I got to interrupt it before it blossoms into this full-blown forest of discouragement. I've got to interrupt it. And one of the ways I do it is I speak authority. No space and no place. Try it. Receive this. You're worth it. Live your best.